Hey Redneck Wreckers, my name's Corey Joseas, and today on Redneck Wreckers we are going to change brakes on a 2018 Dodge Ram. So stay tuned, watch the video, and we'll show you how it's done.
Disclaimer: I am not a licensed mechanic. Everything in this video is based off personal experience. I do not know all the technical terms or words to every tool or part.
Hey guys, the first thing on the truck we got to do is we got to take the lug nuts off the truck and then take the tire off. But before you take the tire off, you definitely got to jack up the vehicle. All right, now that I cracked off the bolts, I'm going to jack up the truck, and then we're going to take the tire off the vehicle. Hey guys, so before you start jacking up your vehicle, it's always safe to put some blocks behind the tires when you're jacking up the front of the vehicle. That way the vehicle doesn't roll back on you while you're up on the jack. Once I have the jack jacked up and the tire is off the ground, I place two jack stands under the vehicle to help support it and to provide safety. Guys, now that we have our jack stands set up underneath and the jack is holding, we have 3 points of contact for support so the vehicle won't drop. One of the last things I would do is, once the tire is off, slide it under the frame behind or under the driver's door, just in case something was to happen. The vehicle would fall on the tire and wouldn't crush you. So on the back of your caliper, you're going to have these bolts right here. These are your slider bolts. You'll have to undo this one here, and then you'll have to undo the one that the wrench is on right there. Okay, so on the back of the caliper bolts are these ones here, and the one right here, and that's a 21mm socket to take those off. Okay, now you have to undo the brake line. For the brake line, we use a 15mm socket, and this is going to leak, but you got to get it off. Okay, now I'm going to install the rotor. We took off the old rotor and caliper. I'm going to put the new one on. There's the new rotor. Be careful. And now I'm going to put the new caliper on. Okay, now that we got everything together, the bleeder screws on top, we're going to pump the fluid through the piston chambers so that it comes out the bleeder. Then we're going to tighten the bleeder once we see the fluid. Then we're going to pump it 5 times, relieve this with the pedal held all the way to the floor, and then we're going to relieve the pressure, tighten it, pump it 5 times again, relieve the pressure. Do this as many times as you need to until you do not see any more bubbles and you see the pistons moving, and then you tighten that up, and then you'll do the other side as well. Okay, so now that we got the brake on, we're going to put some brake fluid in the reservoir, just because we're going to bleed, and you don't want the reservoir to run empty, because when it runs empty, then you're going to have to bleed all the brakes, and it could lead to a lot more problems. So we're gonna bleed this one, but I'm gonna fill up the reservoir. And I used .3 brake fluid. So fill up your reservoir with this and then continue doing the bleeding of the brakes. Okay, do it again. Okay, doing again. Okay. Hey, one more time for good luck. Okay. And there you go. Okay, there. Okay, so now once you got the brakes all together and then you're done bleeding your brakes, you're gonna get yourself a can of brake clean and you're gonna spray your whole rotor, caliper, the whole 9 yards. Make sure there's no leftover oil to prevent faulty braking. Okay. Okay, so now that we got the tire back on, the brakes are on, we're going to torque the tires to 144 foot-pounds. Do this with the torque bar. If you over tighten them, you could stretch the lugs and your wheel could shear right off while you're driving down the highway. So don't over tighten it. Just go by the specs. If it's 144 foot-pounds, torque it at 144, and make sure you torque it on the ground. Don't have it in the air, and then you'll be done your one side. Then you can move to the other side of your truck and do the process all over again. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, subscribe.